Hey there. It pains me to know that I may have single-handedly ruined my life by not building an army of vocabulary. And I know that sounds very outlandish, but if I had the opportunity to go back in time and speak to my younger self, I would strongly advise that they took more care of words and word choice. But since I can't go back in time, I am going to be employing 3 steps to try to repair my relationship with words. And hopefully, I'll be able to express what I mean before it's too late. Growing up, I was never an avid reader. And if you were to ask me what my favorite book was or is, I couldn't really tell you. The more memorable book that I may have read more recently was Atomic Habits by James Clear. And it's maybe the reason why I'm starting this YouTube channel. I don't want to give my profession or my life an excuse. I do read a ton of emails and I'm always doom scrolling status updates on my social media. But I don't know if I really took much effort in trying to comprehend language as what it is. When I look back at my professional career, though, there are these memories of totally bombing on interviews, leaving a meeting in shame because I didn't have words in my back pocket, that express what I do on a day-to-day basis. Even when I look at some tumultuous moments with relationships I've had in the past, I recall times when I didn't have the words to express my feelings. And so all I could do was burrow inside and keep quiet. I mean, maybe that would have changed how things were with these specific people. Who knows? And maybe we'll never know. Since I can't change the past, I do believe that I am at a point where I want to expand my word count because I want to be able to listen carefully, understand, and also for me to step back and respond cohesively without the need to ramble. If you're new to the channel, you may not know I am embarking on multiple projects to just basically not regret my life. And so if you're asking why don't you just read a book? It's a great question, but I had mentioned before, I'm not an avid reader. So I kind of need to start small. So I got 3 steps that I did do some research on to hopefully help kickstart my love for words and see what happens. I'll even throw in a bonus because who doesn't love a bonus tip? The first step is I'm going to say it's a little bit boring, but I will be listening to words for a minimum of 15 minutes. My boyfriend is what I call a word snob. A little bit of a nerd. He recommended this audio series called Verbal Advantage. The developer of the series, his name is Charles Harrington Elster. And what he does is he has a list of words and will pronounce it and provide a definition, synonyms, antonyms, anything that will help you connect the word with words that you already have in your repository. So far, it's been interesting. I've learned a few words, but it is a little bit boring. The next step of action I will take is to read poetry aloud for a minimum of 5 minutes. I was watching a few different YouTubes that had mentioned this technique, and I think it helps. So far, it's helped me build a better flow of words. And also, I've been using my Kindle, and when I see a word that I don't know, I'll highlight it and it'll automatically show me the meaning, which is really, technology these days is pretty impressive. I'm usually doing it before I go to sleep. And the book that I am reading with these poems is called An American Sunrise by Joy Harjo. So far, so good. And the last is to write. More recently, I've been writing a ton, mainly because I'm trying to get this project off the ground, and it's allowed me to visually see what words I use often and figure out if there's other words that I can use in its place. Another bonus tip that I am going to be, I think I'll probably be really good at this, but more confident in asking, is if there are words that I am not clear on, I feel more inclined to ask what that word means. And I think by continuing this level of curiosity towards words and vocabulary will help me keep absorbing the information that is provided. So if you have a really good word that you love, or a word that is not typically used in the English language, drop it down in the comments. Let me see if I can apply it to a future episode. The retry channel was specifically designed for a place to start, to try and retry. And I think that this topic on my new journey towards learning more words is considered a retry because of adding intentional steps to rethink how I envision words and how I apply them to my own life. I'm hoping we'll see some improvement in future episodes, and we'll just see what happens. I think it'll be a fun, or maybe a boring topic, but it's fine. Of all the YouTube channels you could be watching. I am very grateful that you had a chance to stumble on to mine. I upload videos every Sunday and will continue to do so for the next 2 years. That is my long-term goal. And I'm really hoping and looking forward to see what we can accomplish together, because we never know what will happen next.